Billin, Uptown Murf.
Top Billin.
Yo, what up, folks? Feeling good, feeling fine. Hope everybody out there is feeling fine as well. I want to react to this article concerning my man Nakobe Dean, and as it pertains to Zack Baun and even to a certain degree some others. All right. Before I do that, though, make sure you subscribe to the channel. Make sure that you're liking the content. And, of course, most importantly, make sure that you're sharing the content. Tell them Top Billin is where it's at. You definitely need to make sure you're getting down with the get down. You feel me? Now, my man Rob, however you say his name, right here, it says in Rube's Eagles Observations, I believe this is on Yahoo Sports, ran across this joint with my man Nakobe Dean. And it says, when Zack Baun was taking almost all the first-team reps at off-ball linebacker next to Devin White 3 weeks ago at minicamp, I figured that was just because Nakobe Dean was still working his way back after foot surgery last year. Then at mandatory minicamp, Dean was a full participant, and Baun was still getting most of the first-team reps. So, people, right? Gotta be thinking of your boy here, right? Huge fan of Nakobe Dean's skill set ever since I saw him back when I was covering college football primarily, which of course dovetails into high school football. Able to be at camps Nakobe Dean was at, and of course being a former linebacker myself, linebacker safety, I definitely made sure taking a look at those guys there. Nakobe Dean stood out to me then, right? He was another cat who played running back as well, just like I used to. So I saw a lot of similarities there to keep up with him. And of course, him going to the team that I've primarily covered my entire career, pretty much my entire career, the University of Georgia. I've seen every snap this guy has taken. He is that damn good. I'm here to tell you that now. It has not been smooth sailing for him for the Philadelphia Eagles, and I'm not under the impression that what you did in high school and college will automatically translate to the NFL. I believe it can for him. He's got a certain skill set, and you can see that in multiple games last year where he was just racking up tackles and tackles because he is that dude. However, man, you got to call a spade, right? This is pretty troubling to me, right? Now, this is mandatory minicamp and OTAs. It's not training camp. So a lot of people take from these, right, because you're starving for football, you'll take this to be the gospel. That's not necessarily the case, right? Something happening right here. They could be looking at something just in case something happens in a training camp. Maybe they figure, like, even with the new scheme change and all that, it's like, all right, we know what we have in Dean. We have never seen these guys in our uniform, Devin White and Zack Baun. So let's make sure that we get the most out of them, because maybe one of them could be a cut candidate or something like that. I highly doubt it, but you just never know, right? And they know that Nakobe Dean's going to be there. So, and continuing this article right there, he wonders about that, right? Zack Baun getting a lot of playing time on a one-year contract. Obviously, your man Devin White is also on a one-year contract. So these are two one-year guys who both could be stopgap guys. And it just goes on to say that he said he did see some combinations, right, with White and Dean, Baun and Dean, and all this and that, right? One name that I didn't hear that to me makes me wonder as well is Jeremiah Trotter. So Jeremiah Trotter, I believe, is the future of the team, very much like Nakobe Dean, right? I saw a lot of that same, right? Him and Nakobe Dean very similar, very similarly sized and all that. And yeah, where's that at, right? So I'm gonna have to look on that. Maybe he's injured or something like that, or maybe he just didn't catch this dude's eye. But it is what it is on that standpoint. But first and foremost, what did I tell you guys about Zack Baun? All right, I'll just go ahead and swing that Zack Baun film study that I did, right? Put that back on here, wake people up again. I told you, Zack Baun wasn't coming here for no reason. People were automatically assuming like, oh, he's just some throwing guy. You don't go, oh, no, they were assuming he was a special teamer. That's when it lets me know right there that it's a pretty poor fan base as far as knowledge goes, right? You're going out and getting a guy on the first day of free agency. He's essentially your second or third guy you target, and you're going to do that for special teams. Shit doesn't even make sense logically, bro. Think about that. They did go and get special team guys, right? But that was in the fourth and fifth day of free agency. That's when you would go and get a free agent special teamer, right? Zack Baun can play. He was the absolute truth at college. I said that before, but he was an edge player. He was converted off ball as soon as he got to New Orleans, which makes this, my man said something here about Baun playing a new position, right? No, it's not a new position, so I'm pretty sure this guy's not versed about Zack Baun. Zack Baun has been an off-ball linebacker his entire career in the NFL, right? He is a natural edge player. He can do both. So I thought that they will be getting this man and having this man kind of be a combination guy playing on the edge first and then backing off. But with Huff, you go out and draft somebody and Hunt. You already have Josh Sweat, Brandon Graham back, Nolan Smith, right? A first-round draft pick. So you're pretty stocked there. Off-ball linebacker is mad thin. Of course, one-year contract guys, it makes sense for him to be there as well because he can play that position. Remember, New Orleans mostly a four-man front, so he was placed off-ball where they already have, in my opinion, the best linebacker in the business, Demario Davis, and alongside a guy like Pete Werner, who is a natural off-ball linebacker, a high draft pick for those guys. So he was caught between a rock and a hard place. But you can see right here, look at the shuffle, right? Takes presence in each gap until it's time to go, snaps that off right there, then he shot out of a cannon. Here we see New Orleans in coverage across the board. We see him highlighted in yellow, working hook curl. Now, his experience in a four-man front will pay dividends in a myriad of ways. Obviously, him playing in space off ball could contribute to his being in an inside linebacker role, right, off ball. But, hey, you have to drop in space in a 3-4 defense as an edge player as well. Definitely a few roles Zack Baun could play in a Vic Fangio scheme, which is something that is not lost on our man Howie Roseman, who tied it all together at the owners' meetings. Off this rep alone, you have to give this man a look. This is about as clean as you'll ever see somebody beaten, especially a highly regarded player like Penei Sewell. Keep in mind, Zack Baun, off-ball linebacker in New Orleans until this past year where he got some reps at edge. Look at the bendability here. The overall rush plan combined with the fact that he understands where to place his hands and he has good foot energy going right there. Penei Sewell in complete FEMA mode, natural disaster mode right there. All he could do was look for the recovery. All right, so I want to know what you guys think as far as the linebacker rotation goes. Now, me, I'll never frame something as if I know what a team is going to do that I don't work for. In my 12, nearly 13 years in this business professionally, I have never framed anything like that. So all I can say is what I would do. I'm personally going with Nakobe Dean next to Devin White. I don't know if they figure maybe those guys have too similar of a skill set or anything like that, but I'm putting those two guys out there. There's some really good athleticism there, and I'm bringing Zack Baun in on the rotation as well. So I would definitely get everybody in there. Jeremiah Trotter, you just never know, man. It's a tough position. It's one of those positions it's hard to stay healthy at. So, yeah, man, having those or that many bodies there definitely means that you can rely on someone at some point in time. So let me know what you think about that, man. I know a lot of you guys are down on Nakobe Dean because a lot of the people in the media were down on him immediately and didn't necessarily like the pick. So, all right, it's your boy, the Underground King, Jersey Murf, back at it again. Make sure you're liking the content, sharing it, and subscribing. Make sure you're tipping your waiter. You know I be serving that hibachi, man. Make sure you hit that thanks button, all right? Salute.
What more can I say?
Top Billin.